All right, guys, let's get started. Appreciate everybody coming out. You know how much I value your participation and your attendance in these Saturday trainings. Coming into business at 22 years old, I learned that, see, the way I was before, I was trying to be like everybody else. Before 22 years old, before being introduced to this company, mentorship, I was trying to be like everybody else, and I was trying to realize that the people I was trying to be like, the people I was trying to fit in with, the people I was trying to be similar to, freedom of schedule, freedom of, actually have that. So when I came into Primerica and I started my own business, I had a mindset change. Instead of trying to be like everybody else, I started to be different from everybody else. And one of the things that set me apart was showing up on Saturday, because how much do just average normal employees, how much do they relish Saturdays? How much do they relish weekends? And I realized that, wait a second, weekend is the day that my boss says I can get off. But when I run my own business, any day can be. So showing up on Saturday, first step, you're saying, I'm going to work when I want to work. I'm going to learn what I want to learn, and I'm going to invest in myself. And then one day I can have any day off that I want. And it started with me sitting in a training just like this. I have this graphic up here. I don't know if you guys can read this, but we call this, and I got it from someone else in the company, we call this the Primerica, called being well-rounded. What does that mean? A great school. If you want to get into an okay, that's in our meetings. We want to know that we're providing value to help you become well-rounded business people. That's what this 3 hours every Saturday. Does that make sense? And that's the purpose of it. So we have an awesome prepare. We think about it. How can you become more ways your income? How can you become better people? All the topics it goes to present those topics is absolutely intentional to help you guys succeed. Thank you for coming today. We're going to have an awesome other room today, so raise.
We're going to bring up Sophia. She has some exciting news. We have
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, Constanza. So I meet this lady with Therese, right? And, when it's the right person, they're all up in it. They're like, oh, can I be part of this? Can I do this, right? So we're doing this KT, which is like, hey, can we share with you a little bit what we do? And she's like, can I do this? Can I be a part of this? Let's get this party started, right? And stands for the right person, just incredible energy, incredible intensity. You have to be fully licensed, focused. And she just passed her series.
right, the most important recognition of the day, top turnout. Shaq wanted me to talk a little bit about this. In everything that we Sunday, who's going to do the count? And in bigger churches, if you ever walk in a church, there's always someone, especially in large churches, that has a counter. Why are they doing that? Because they want to know attendance. You know, my son's going through a recruiting process. We go to all these colleges, and the biggest thing they care about is attendance. You know, they offer all these kids scholarships, and the reason is just like us. They recruit a lot of kids, but in reality, they're only looking for about 10 to 12 kids. Same as us. We talk to a lot of people about this opportunity, but at the end of the day, we're looking for 70. Every time son and being recruited to play in college, it's so close to Primerica. Every time we go there. So this is the most important thing, and Shay and I are really, really focusing on this.
She was back, came back, and with fire. And here she is, 18 years old, you know, nice and ready to make money.
So you've been, and then as soon as you turn 18, wow, that's just give it up for her. How many 16-year-olds below? If your district or below, stand up. You standing? 4, 5. Product. That's a typo. Division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Staring at me like that. 9. Josh, you still up? Yeah. How many? Stand up if you're on Josh's team.
Oh, we have 5 total items.
Josh, how many do you have total? So why you just stop me to say? Give it up for Josh, 10. Reasonable. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Give it up for Jenny Lee. RVP. Do you guys know some lyrics? Jenny, you know Shaq?
At least 23.
Give it up for Shaq's team. Bringing up our superstars for the month, for the last 3-4 months. Jenny Lee, Beyonce, the Asian Beyonce. Jenny and her team's been doing a great job. Super proud of her. Actually leading the hierarchy every month personally. Leading attendance, just doing a great job. Great job, Jenny. Great. Speak up. See, I was waiting for her. Y'all did it quietly today. We're waiting on that. Y'all worked on that. So, Jenny, we're proud of you. Can't wait to hear what you got to say today. Give it up for Jenny Lee.
Actually asked me to bring up Sugar and Gina for ability over at all as far as her being independent and getting independent now. But these two mothers, I don't want to take away their story because they're going to give you a background. Sugar comes from Baltimore. Gina, where do you come from? Potomac, Maryland. So I don't know how far Potomac is from here, but I know Baltimore is like an hour and a half, and they have to go to D.C., then come up here. And I mean, they really don't have time to wait. Because they got kids to feed, they got mouths to feed, and bills, they're trying to grow up to be mature. You know what I mean? Including me.
Everybody, I'm Shani Device. Everybody knows me. I tell you about myself. I've been here since about October of last year. I'm a mother of two, so my youngest is 13 months, and I have a 3-year-old. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my husband, so we teach at home and do everything at home. And we have a real estate investment firm in Baltimore and in DC, and I have a painting business. So, yeah, we have a lot going on throughout the day, especially with two little ones. And I'll tell you a little bit like when I got started. So I got started and I sprinted district in 9 days. I passed my license in 9 days after that. I am legally blind in one eye, so my husband did assist me a lot with that, like reading the chapters to me, things like read out loud, like audio.
Now, little, I still make sure I'm home. So it's and a home. Now I crack down on my schedule and study for that test to pass it. And I'm currently at 0 by 21.
But it's 168 hours in a week. If you work a 40-hour job, you have a lot of time. We're not sleeping 8 hours a night. We're not. Okay. So let's say you're sleeping 7 hours, right? Every single night. That's pushing it. That's 49 hours of sleep. Okay. So you have about like 50 hours to yourself. You may use some of that time to cook. You may use some of that time to travel. But whatever you're doing to maintain consistent income as you're invested to your dream. Okay. So if you're giving your job your time, why are you not giving that same time and effort and love to yourself? Okay. Am I more important than this job? Okay. So I'm going to make sure I invest this time in myself. That's showing love to yourself. That's self-care. Because if you know you're not finding like, oh, man, beat yourself down. No, learn from what you did, change it up. So after the convention, really focus on how, wherever you are right now is directly connected to what you were thinking and what you were doing. Now, if you want to change it, change your time. Change what you're doing with your schedule. And if you don't know where you are, me and her, we sat down. So what we do is every Tuesday and Wednesday, we meet up as a team. So we go to her studio, we have time together, and we strategize. That's our strategizing time, right? And so we was like, you know what? Where is our time being utilized? Like, what are we doing? So we said, hey, for the next 2 days, let's just write down, what did I do that last hour? And just track it, because humans are routine-based, okay? So you're doing the same thing typically every single day. So after we kind of like track the hours, we were like, okay, let's plan the night before, right? Now raise your hand if you plan your night before. I'll tell you, I'm not great at calling prospects back. I'm not good at it. That 24, 48 hours thing, no. So I have my team to lean on, right?
And what that looks like is for myself, I write down at night the next day. I need to wake up by, I keep a notepad. I think Jim said that too, notepad by my bed.
Yeah.
So at night I'm writing down what the next day is going to look like. Of course, that might change, but I'm mentally preparing so that I can dream about that.
Yeah. And so me and my husband, I'm most energetic, I'm most focused. And so, yeah, and then, I'll show that I get to the schedule slide. And just grind. If you work a 9 to 5, if you're waking up, make this like if you're going on a vacation and you have to wake up super early in the morning and you have no problem, you have all the energy in the world, or if it's Christmas or something like that, you're so hyped. Be your own cheerleader so you can have that adrenaline to pump yourself up to actually wake up on time. Because it's a mind thing. If you can wake up and not get anything because you're packing the last minute and have to, like, you're excited about that trip. Imagine how many trips you'll be able to take when you're financially free.
And if you do work a job, I used this when I was planning, when I first started the studio. My mother and I still work a job for 2 years. So during my lunch hour, I did not use an hour to sit. You don't need an hour to sit. So I might have ate for 15, 20 minutes. I packed my lunch, I meal prepped. And that 30 minutes or 40 minutes, I used to do videos, marketing videos, right? I used that time during that hour while I was working to market my business, right? Then I went back to work, right? So if you have a whole, don't use a whole hour for lunch, honestly. Like, you don't need a whole hour to sit eating kick BS. Like, use that time to make calls.
Oh. So identify your available time on week the days before it starts.
We put no TV time. I don't know. I don't watch TV. Right? It's a time waster. And we're going to talk about social media, but I'll just say it now for that time. If you're wasting time on social media, cut it. Yeah. Right? We both look at like our Instagram. You can track how many hours you are on social media, right? So I have a timer on Instagram that tells me if I've been on there for an hour. Once that hour time TV, not money. Like, don't waste that time.
Yes, and if you can think about it, hour, right? Check it out. Most people are not working during the weekend, so that's why we make sure we use this. When we come here, we get hope, we get faith, we get energized, we get reminded of how great this business is. Use this as your fuel to go out and help people. On the KT, we're out somewhere with our family prospecting, because if you have children, they are a game changer. Let them speak. They speak to everybody. Everybody's gonna speak to your child. And if we're not, okay, so Saturdays too. So we do Saturdays and Sundays, Thursdays at our family time. So we don't do anything on Thursday. No business, anything. Everybody knows that's our day, but we're still making phone calls in the morning from 9 to 11. We're just not going on KT, go having interviews on those days. Interview days are typically Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
I pray, meditate, read, and do yoga. So pretty much I stay in one little area for like an hour, 30 minutes. I move. Because as a mother, if I move, I'm going to see something I need to do. I'm going to see something that distracts me, right? So I stay in that area for about 30 minutes to an hour and really just get my day focused. I don't talk to anyone. That's just my time before my daughter wakes up. Get her ready for school, breakfast. That's really important. Get ready to get out. We meet up by 9:30, whatever. If I'm at home, I make the calls, interview, invite people. I teach yoga, so I do put that in my schedule throughout the day. Right now, I'm studying for my SIE. All right, day for that. And then once again, I'm a mom, so I have to cut off things at a certain time, right, to make sure that I can drop and pick her up, or that I'm home when she gets home. So I incorporate that and try to be ready and finish with things by it looks like, or if I have a KT by home cooking, spend that time with her, and then I might be back out the door. Yeah.
Like, oh, you gotta hurry and leave out. So make sure it's like she'll leave a smoothie for her. So that was basically the same. I wake up in the morning, me and my husband do lifesavers. If you never heard the book Miracle Morning, which is awesome, we kind of do each one for 6 minutes. So S is for silence, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. A is for affirmations. Affirm who you are in your business. Make sure you're business oriented when you're doing your affirmations. So our team, every day at 11:11, we have a reminder. So we share a calendar. Every day at 11:11, we have a goal that we set. What do you want to walk across the stage for Fast Start School? Visualize that at that time. So we do a collective cooperative thought at the same exact time every single day. No matter where we are. And it says it right there. No matter where you are, manifest what you want to walk across that stage for, because you have to see it before it's actually going to happen. The E is we actually do business. My husband do work. Get ready to make phone calls. I'm making phone calls.
and then we didn't go work in the afternoon. And then we all just share everything. So we haven't hit the board. We're trying to create something by Friday. Like we're not we're here. No, if I haven't hit the board, no, we have to go see somebody. We need to go do something. And then we always meet as a team and strategize. Okay, we focus on business only. We don't have insurance through our business because we're self-employed. For all my moms, if you need Mondays for kitchen and dining room, do that. Don't focus on it anymore. Okay. Thursday laundry and bedroom, Friday cars and bedroom, Sunday living room. Tuesday and Wednesday not up there, planned out. And then they should always say, just clean it then and bring that for yourself. If older kids like me make them do it.
That's how it goes. So you really have to set a lot. So I think it's 3 personal KT, at least 18.
And what I noticed was I was setting on Saturdays like 3 to 4 KTs on Saturday, and only 1 would come through. Right, so that means I'm only making 1 sale a week. So my goal is to get the KT Saturday so that I get more appointments to actually stick. So just to say, make the decision to be a consistent producer, part time, spare time, top part.
Give it up for them. 11 out of 15 as a team. So it wasn't up there, but they won on 11 out of 15. So their KT stick. They make sure they stick. And if they had noticed, and they still bring guests, so they're focused on both sides of the spectrum, and they communicate. I mean, if Agina is not able to reach Shug because Shug's in the middle of an appointment or whatever, she's gonna call me. So Shug's gonna call me if she has a question or in a KT also. Just like we always heard, like Don will call Shay. So we really with an older couple, then I'll ask them what are your main 2 concerns going on. I don't know, but if they're a much older couple, maybe over 50, I'll ask them to, which one out of the 4, if not all 4, which 2 are your main 2 concerns. But it's going to shoot for income protection. Somebody get the paper. Huh? Yeah. The 4 main concerns that we find in somebody's so-called financial house. These are the 4 main. Nation always, because just get me out the fastest way possible. 2, college savings for your children, or maybe these days parents don't specifically care to save specifically just for college, maybe just for the future of your child, right? Retirement options outside of what you may or may not have at your job. Because if you are off track for retirement, would you rather find out now or 30 years from now? But not least, or to hire me to build your dream house in Shondell, and you say, hey, Jen, we don't want to spend that much. This is our budget. And I say, okay, that's what happens to the house? Absolutely. And so that's how I do that. So can you when I get to that point? So let's say when they have group insurance, so we're going to go obviously to what market first, right? So we're going to go to employer coverage, break that down, kill employer coverage. What I do, I know Shaq, like he does the no coverage. He told me just to keep what's working for me. Like I don't think the order really matters, like I mentioned earlier. Then I get to term. So we always recommend needing a life insurance policy for a time until the toddlers are adults and supporting themselves. You don't need to pay for an insurance company to take care of your family. So they'll give you a term. So these companies, they're life insurance companies, 15 whatever years, it comes to what we call an N, right, quote unquote. You want to keep the term. It'd be very unaffordable renewal rate. One of my clients, she was going to go from $74 a month to over $800 a month at age 63. Would you pay $800 a month ever for life insurance? No. And even if you could pay for that, or my client could pay for that, she would have to reprove her health And what's the chances you'll be healthier at 63 versus, let's say, 53? Right? So I'm just asking questions in between to get like, minor agreements, right? So with us, we call ours up to 70%. Can't work, can you? And if you can't work, no money's coming in, how are you going to pay for the bills, but then the medical costs too? The difference between living and dying on AM's Best, a third-party rating company that rates all insurance companies. So that is because, remember 9/11? Right. Out of roughly 200 companies that exist for life insurance, only 3 decided to pay out. We were one of those 3. We believe in only one policy per family also, because haven't you ever heard some of those families that they kind of brag and they say, oh, we have like 5 policies, we're good. Have you heard about that's actually not good. Because that means you're paying 5 different policy fees as opposed to consolidating and having more room to save for your future. Make sense? And then 93% of our claims are paid within 14 days. Why is our payout? We need your benefit that the beneficiaries know there's a policy in place, process, and also have, just emotional support there. I definitely had a couple of clients had. And one of my clients, they became clients in July 2017. In October, they were getting ready to separate divorce. They changed their beneficiary, the husband to his 37-year-old daughter. And I met with Barbara the next month in November 2018 and did just an introductory appointment with her just to let her know who I am. The very next month, her dad passed away in December of a heart attack at his job at Safeway. 2 hours after the event, she called my cell phone. Now, one time that she had to call 1-800-PRIMERICA. Now, what company would ever do that, right? So can't you see why you should have life insurance with Primerica? So, good story, you guys? Yeah, so I say it like that because you're not about to tell me because you're going to go shop a $30 policy for $530 and maybe they'll pay out, right? Maybe they'll not try to fight your family. All these companies try to make it so easy for you to qualify, but make it so hard for your family to get the money afterwards, right? There's certain companies out there that lose people's social security numbers as soon as something happens. You guys ever heard about any of those situations? Yeah, so I close it down with this slide so I can separate us. This one is protecting your family important enough to where you'd be willing to begin putting aside money every month to take care of this. And then this one too, I'll have like somebody like Adrian read the questions. I don't know. I think psychologically, I'm trying it out right now, but psychologically, I think it comes off better from me. And if they tell the trainee it's important to them, right? And then they go back and try to like say, hey, I've been thinking, I don't want the coverage. It's like, that's not me, right? The trainee already Adrian already asked the commitment questions. You told her that it was important, right? You didn't tell me to make sure that our trainees because at the end of the day, something happens, we have to deliver that claim. All right, so after that, once we get the commitment questions, try to calculate the coverage you actually need, like in shutdown. Okay. Well, I mean, I was just pretending. Okay, so this is dime. So the first thing that comes up, or the first thing that we target, is mortgage and debt, because the first thing that goes to Shondell is your child. So if something got from the world right now, and you have one check right now, just education is taken care of, 100%. Okay, and I just checked the box because we're taught not to show the check the box, and then of course we cover how sure that she just maintains the same standard of living. Before you answer 1,000 a month, 1,500 a month, 2,000, 2,500 or more, 4,000. Is that enough for you, Shonda? Okay, so ask the wife, right? Because sometimes, very few times it's happened to me. The wife would be like, "What? No, I need like 6,000," and I'd be like, "Okay, 6,000." Yeah, it's really awesome when you see them interact. So, okay, Shonda, if something happened to you tomorrow, how much would you need to leave for Mike per month? Same, 4,000? Okay, great. So I'm gonna go ahead and crunch some numbers for you guys. I know I didn't ask you this before, but I'll ask you now. If something happening tomorrow, would you want to make sure that your family is better off, the same, or worse? I just look down when I ask the question. And better, and then I just circle better. And how much per month would you be willing to set aside per month each to help take care of this need? About 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200, or 200 or more each. 50 to 100 each. Okay. So if I find something between 50 to 100 each in your budget, then that would work for you. Okay, so I'm making a commitment. Okay, I'm repeating it back to them just so that they know that you just told me this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and crunch some numbers for you, like I mentioned, but did you feel comfortable with the way that I presented myself so far? Okay, great. Did I provide any value to you today at all? Okay. Did I answer all of your questions regardless of whether or not you asked them? Okay, perfect. The reason why I ask is because as I work on these numbers, my biggest responsibility, I always ask for introductions to other families like yourself so that Adrian can obviously have more places to go. And we only ask for 5 to 10 because, you know, in this world, only half of those people will really want to take a 2-minute phone call, right? And I'll send you a text so that you can forward it to them, personalize it however you want, and it'll just say, hey, please take a 2-minute call from Jen Lee at 202 so they have my number. If they text back and say, I don't want to hear from any 4'11" Vietnamese lady from DC, I will cross them off the list. Right, no problem. We never want to embarrass you or hurt your credibility with these people because an Adrian will get a very angry call from you, and then you'll never introduce you to anyone else, would you? Absolutely. So I promise we'll never embarrass you or anything, but we can't control what people do. We can't control the sample size. So I'm going to go ahead and have Adrian just work on you with that as I work on these numbers for you. By the way, what's your birthday? Okay. Cool. My best friend's December 4th. Yeah. What's his birthday, Shondell? December 14th? Oh, you guys have a busy month, really. What's your child's birthday? Nicole. Oh! Okay, cool. So then Adrian goes, right? So Adrian's turn. I already prepped Adrian. How much time do I have? I'm good? Okay. So Adrian, she's not gonna ask, do you know anybody? She's gonna ask, who do you know that is family oriented and responsible like you, who I could meet with, right? Who would deserve to hear the same information. And I've already prepped Adrian to write down 1 to 10, right? You're gonna write 1 to 10 because psychologically, people see a list of 10, they're gonna fill out a lot more versus if they see a list of 3, right? So I want, Adrian to, and plus, people don't want to give referrals to the trainer, by the way, even though like we're gonna call them anyway with the trainee, like it's like duh. But okay, right? I just have the trainee, do the collecting of the referrals. And I've already prepped Adrian on how to ask, like, hey, are they married? How many kids do they have, right? And how do you know this person? She already knows what to do as I'm working on the quote so that it's not like an awkward silence or anything like that. And I'm trying to figure out within their budget, can they get as close to the cover as they need? Yeah, so I'll get through that. And then when I get to quoting them, I find out a bunch of other, some coverages, and I go through all of the triplicate of choice. So I do a triplicate, and so if I don't have a whiteboard, but if I will go from highest quote, middle, then lowest quote. So because I want to condition them at the highest first, and then they see the lowest, and it's not that much, right? So I quote Mike and Shondell, and I say, hey, after they're done, I let them work on the referrals. Hey, Mike and Shondell, I came up with some great numbers for you. I think you guys would be really happy. So, and I actually got something to show you. I'm going to use this right now. For 500,000 of coverage for each of you, right? For Shondell, it's going to be $70 for you, and for Mike, it's going to be $90. Okay, and then I break it down each. For if you wanted to go a little bit lower, maybe 400,000, it would be $60 for you, Shondell, and $75 for you, Mike. And then if you wanted to go a little bit lower, the bare minimum I do feel comfortable with you having, just make sure that you guys maintain the same standard of living. Just 300,000 for each of you, and that would be 50 and 60 respectively. So, which one of these do you feel are best within your budget? Here, and I give them the pen. I learned this from Shug, and I just give them the pen. Just circle which one's the best. And they circle it. I did it the other day. I was like, whoa. I was like, yes, close. We're going in right now. So I got it from Shug. I heard she did that on Tuesday training us. When I was doing op, I was like, yo, that's sick. Like, I'm gonna use that. I don't know where you got that from, but thank you. Yeah, so they circle it, and once they circle, like, okay, so that's the one that you feel works best for you guys as a household. Okay, so that's gonna be, and I just told her, I was like, so that's whatsoever together, right? So has anybody ever helped you like figure out or understand how to qualify for life insurance? Do you know the process? Okay, so then I go through the process. Sometimes I draw it out, but I mean, you should use it if you have a training next to you, right? So I draw out the qualification right here, and I write 4 to 6 weeks. So life insurance is not something that you can just buy. You have to qualify for it medically, just like if you want $1 million loan from the bank, Mike and Shondell, Citibank's not just going to give it to you, right? They have to check your credit. In this case, we check your health. So what happens first, it takes usually 4 to 6 weeks for us to go through the process. We take an application today with a good fit deposit equal to your first month's premium, and I show it to them. So that's going to be $90 that comes as a deposit. Now, if you get disqualified, God forbid, we have to refund that to you. But if you get approved, then we'll use it for your first month. Okay. The first thing that happens, Ratna, our office manager, she's going to give you a call. She just wants to make sure that you're on the same page as us, and she's going to ask you all the questions like, did Jen go do this? Hopefully, I get 5 stars as far as customer service, right? And they're at that point, they're like, oh yeah, you were great, right? So then you really know if they're really excited about this or not. So it gives you a lot of telltale details and signs. 2, the company might call you just to ask the same medical questions. But since you're applying for $400,000 each, then the medical appointment, they're going to come to you to make it easy for you. Which day is better for you, by the way? Mornings or weekends? Okay. So what are 2 days that work really good for you? Okay, because I want to set it for them at the day that they want it, or else the medical person can just call them. So I just get it right there. And the underwriters, after the medical exam is done, the results get sent to the underwriters, and they decide whether or not they want to issue the policy. And if they do, that's at that point when we have a physical policy in place, and we can make a decision what we want to do with it. We can go up to, have a little bit more to provide a better standard of living for our loved ones, or lower, or stay where we are. So I know you need time to think about it. It is 4 to 6 weeks enough time for you to think about it while we can see if we get you medically qualified. Okay, perfect. I just need your IDs and just ask you a couple of medical questions. Okay, so then they grab their IDs. Once I get to the social, when I ask for the social bank account, I keep my head down at all times. I ask, what's your social? Keep your head down, right? Don't look up. I don't do that. And then when you go to a bank account, I say, hey, what bank did you bank? You said you bank with PNC? Okay, I need your routing number and account. It's just like Shaq says, I need, why don't you grab your policy? You don't say, hey, can I have your routing number and bank account number? And they could be like, no, you can't, right? Usually that's the answer people are used to giving. So I say, hey, you said your bank was PNC. I need your routing and account number really quick. And I just write it down. That's it. And that's it. And then we, set a carrot back and close from there. And let Rana do the job afterwards. You have an office manager, yeah. So any questions, guys? Okay, no questions. Well, Shaq said ask me after. Okay. Get up for Shaq.
All right. We didn't really get, we'll make a bigger deal out of this later, but I do want to recognize this. So we had somebody, a division leader, go over their 50K watch part-time division leader. So let's give a huge round of applause for Sheila Bustamante. So Sheila's gonna break down a policy, but just to go, I want to go over her numbers. Okay, in the last 12 months that she did, I don't know what $50,000 is in terms of a gross income in corporate America. Okay, maybe 80,000, 90,000. I have no idea. All right, but this is what your how many months? How long have you been here?
It'll be a year, 2 years in September.
Okay, so less than 2 years. Last 12 months has made 50,000. Okay, this isn't good or bad, but this just separates us from other companies. Okay, it's just her. Okay, so is that thing you have to recruit? No, you get to recruit, but you don't have to recruit. The other places you have to recruit because you only do internal consumption. You sell to your clients. I mean, your recruits. That's it. She's done 69,000 in premium in the last 12 months. Okay, so that's not even 6,000 a month. She has made 21,000 outside of life, 2 million in investments. That's 100,000 a month. She goes ahead, but the numbers are not crazy. They're totally doable. 69,000 in personal and 1.2 million in investments over the last 12 months. Division leader, not a regional leader, and in some of those months you weren't even security guys.
No.
Right? So she's going to break. Right. So let's give it up again for Sheila Bustamante.
Because it's funny, Azir and I just got back from Arizona, Las Vegas, and they're invested with these policies. When I say invested, almost every person out there had this or not. I'm going to go over this 2 kids that are they were only I think 7 and 9. It's a college plan. And then they were told that money that they put in there, because Dennis was not putting much in his 401k because they told him that if he bought a policy with a life insurance, it also investment his 401k at work and put more in this. Okay, because again he was under the impression that he was actually he's getting free insurance basically, right? So anyways, if you see here, his premium is $195, $500 totality in total for the whole family. For him, he pays $195 a month. Now, on here it says no lapse ending date is 2037 because he bought this in 2007, right? So he was under the impression that he was insured for life. 200,000. Oh, by the way, $195 of premium, $200,000 death benefit, and he was only 41 when he got this, right? And he's very healthy. And it says here 200,000 to age of 121, right? That was here earlier that said no lapse until 2037. They said, well, what does that mean? I said, your insurance is basically only guaranteed to last until 2037. And I said, at that point, your kids, they're still not independent, right? Now, Filipinos, I'm Filipino, we keep our kids until we can't. And I'm 23 years old. He graduated from George Mason. I know it's an okay school, but guess what? He's making pretty decent money right now at an okay school. Only for his car insurance. Right now with my son, he still lives with me, and he's 23 years. He's a grown ass man. He could actually literally live on his own, But like I said, we keep our kids until we can't. All right, that's just the way we are. So anyways, so I told him, if you have this policy for 20, just 20, old enough. Well, they could, but in our onto the Navy and PFA that are very popular in the community. Okay. However, all insurance companies pretty much sell these insurance, right? But these two are so heavy in our community. Have the $195, 6% of that is what he pays for that fee alone. Then he pays a monthly policy fee of $12 per month, right? Then it's better. 29 cents per month per thousand. So if he is insured for 200,000, he's gonna pay 29 cents per thousand. Okay? And then this here, because they say there's an investment part, it says here that there's discharge here, which I didn't even for 15 years. Actually, I'm sorry, if you have the cash value, you can actually borrow money from the policy, right? Well, guess what? They charge you for that too. There's a 3% interest rate if you're in the standard category. So you're borrowing your own money. But guess what? The interest it goes back to the company. So how is that cool or what? Oh, and they're like, I always say, show me the policy. And I ask them, have you read this at all? Have you opened it? It's crisp. Nothing. Never, 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 never have they opened it, right? So let's go to the next page. Now, all of these charges, and yet, look, the guaranteed minimum interest rate is 2.75%. So how the hell are they going to make money?
Oh my God.
All right? They called after I talked to them. They called, and guess what? They have no cash value. I said, you know why? Because of all those charges, and I said, and also the surrender charges, whatever you have there, they'll keep it anyway. So I said, you see? I said, these people, because I posted, it's your friend, it's your coworkers, it's probably even people that you go to church with. And I said, and a lot of these people that sell this, they sell it because it's enticing because of the money. And that's fine, right? We all like money. We all need money. But if I am screwing somebody in the process, I don't want that money. For me, that's blood money. Right? And that's what separates me from the other, from us, actually, from the other companies. All right? So this is out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is out there. And I am just like, it really breaks my heart more so than anything, because I feel like you're getting screwed. It's bad enough to get screwed by somebody you don't know, but by someone you love is even worse, right? And that's just not cool. Aside from that, I don't think I sent this to you, but for these policies, they don't tell you, but the cost of insurance, there's a decimal point right beside the age. I wish I sent it to you. Sorry, I didn't. But it basically goes up every year, all right? Unbeknownst to them, again, none of this is explained. All of that is explained to them is you're getting life insurance, and then you're going to get cash value, and you're insured for the rest of your life. And that's what they think. But when we break it down of buy term, invest the difference, you buy term, it's very cheap, very affordable, and you can get better coverage, right? And then you invest the money, and then when you have actually built, see, so it's per 1,000, sorry. Usually there's a decimal point, all right, with the age, right? And then you multiply this amount, whatever your coverage is. So it's 200,000 times 0.56, you do the math, and you see how it goes up every year. So remember, these people are paying the same premium. There's just no way. No way. All right. So I just, this is my why. All right. If anybody is wondering, why are you doing this? I work as an operating nurse. I love what I do, but I do love this too because I'm educating people. And I love to educate people. Honestly. So this is how I'm hours a month with BFA. And she was like, but she didn't have her policy with her, but that just means that I have to go back. She has 75 employees, and she said all of them have a national life group policy with BFA. So I will go back with a vengeance. And I will be closing, hopefully I'll be closing most of them. Because these people are brainwashed, right? They're brainwashed to think. When they see facts, it's done. It's a done deal, pretty much. And I always tell them, look, in the court of law, if ever you get sued, does it have you do something, right? But at the end of the day, if whatever they said does not back up the numbers, then this is what the judge is going to believe. So that's my law.
Jack's getting ready to come up. Sheila, how long have you been a district? Because most of this was done under a district. You were a district for what?
Over a year.
So when you think about that, she did 69. I was talking back there with Shaq. She did 69,000 in premium, 1.2 million as a district, and made 50 grand. That means she's sitting in good quality markets with good. She's sitting out with Primerica people, Primerica clients, and running a really efficient business. That's to think about 69,000. That means she made about. So that's a great job. Give it up for Shaq, guys.
All right. The Side Hustler's Handbook. They wrote a little piece in Success. Understand that there are numerous paths to the same finish line. That shouldn't come at the cost of doing something you don't find enjoyable. Even worse, don't be tempted to sacrifice the better option for the easy option. Side hustles continues to increase. Just as main thing I'm working on means they don't care or are less invested in their main jobs. For many, though, the side gig can bolster their career resume rather than detract from it. Omar, you think you'd have